Hello guys. Late night video. I overslept. I said let me rest a little bit. Before you know I slept off. My people, I am back. Did you know Wala Channel have given her life to Christ? Everybody are just running from problem. She even messaged to Agama Lizard. Somebody is here with me. Hi, thanks for joining. Good morning. How are you guys, my people? These people, all of them are on you. The God of Korah, thunder fire, make I cover my nyash. Make I cover my nyash. Check your body, twe. Check your body, twe. I dey wait. Hey, Izakaba, show me your back, I see you. Eh? Oluchi and Agama, they are tired. Wala Chane, he run, my people. And they come, Junior Abadi daylight, that one just the mad for them. Drunker, little, that one a little brats. Hi, Julie, it was you. I see somebody putting love. I didn't know it was you. Thank you, Mama. Thanks for joining. I'm already on my pajamas, my people. Make I be careful. Make my nyash no go show. Nyash, oh. I need my... Yeah, I did not know Wala Channel did a video. Wala Channel too. Wala Channel give Agama Lizard water. Yeah.
Hi, hello, morning. How was your night? I don't believe that they give it to you. Some might give you the videos, but I believe you go around. How do you people make time for your home, for your family? They have insulted your husband. There's even a video that was sent to me. They were saying that your husband was talking like someone that just come to where you are. You know, I told you guys also, Ikobet is the king. He's playing football. Why most of... Because she pissed me off as hell. Remember that something wash page, all those I remember, you know.
Hi, Mama. Jeeba is live. Where? If it's live, I will be playing it here. Oh. I don't mind. I don't mind playing it here, Mama. Where, Mama? Where? Let me screen it live on YouTube on Facebook. Let me screen. It's on Facebook. If it's on Facebook, I can be screening it live here. I saw that my sister was saying that he was coming to our place before, but I didn't know. I don't know when. Hey. Nyashi, oh. I like the way everything is going. Where now came Abi? Came. You know they show for you. Came or for.
Like the invoice for my storage company, that's it with me.
It's true.
And I would say we were friends, or I think we had like a good rapport. We were getting along well, and just having a lot of, I guess, spirited debate, which I now realize was mostly
God
just
bless
him
you guys.
saying offensive white people things, and me like trying to keep a sense of humor and like move past it. I'm like, you know what? Let me try to be progressive and accept his white opinions, or try to not judge. But so he came over to my room, and he's like, yeah, I can do it. And I guess he Venmoed me in two parts. So he sent me the $2,000 first, and then I think the second part of it, he's like, "Yeah, okay, I'll send you the rest of it under one condition."
So that's why I said he did not pay you. He's not paying you $5,000. He paid you, if he's partner and all together, that means he paid you one. You rendered a service to him.
Right. No, absolutely. Because I'm like, if I were a professional and that were my job, I'm like, I might charge $5,000 for one experience. You don't know.
Yo, network, please. Network, shake, karababa, shake, robo.
So yeah, I think I didn't realize until, or I didn't. I knew that was like obviously, you know, improper and not something that I wanted to do.
Ooh, somebody has sent me 500 stars. Thank you so much for the 500 stars.
Wow.
Please, guys, show some love to Jeeba. I'll link this on the page. Please show some love, please. Sprinkle some love. She doesn't have to do this.
Thank you so much.
Let someone out now. She was more than the last bus stop.
I certainly hope so. Like, I'm looking back, like, at when I like Google him, I'm surprised. I'm like, how are women still falling for this? Like, I understand, like, I was there and I'm like, I knew that it was very easy for me to not cross over the line of romance. Like, I mean, as soon as he told me he was poor, I'm like, okay, well,
do you believe he was poor though, or he's hiding his money?
I mean, now I think he's definitely hiding it now. But I mean, at the beginning, he was actually broke. Like I was with him when his car declined. Like it was awkward.
He was broke,
and even to get groceries, every single time, I'm like, hey, do you have like $200 in this account for groceries? And he's like, hold on, I have to transfer some money in this account. It's either he was very good at playing broke or he was actually very broke. And then, and I guess because that was on his mind, and I know he was talking about retirement very early, like just kind of, I think he had started to compare his life timeline to Cora's, and I think he had gotten used to a certain quality of life as a sugar baby, and so it's very much like such a competitive sort of personality he has, where it's like, okay, well, that's not fair, you know, or why should she succeed and not me? And it's like it's like a white child's being jealous.
Oh, I'm a doctor. He comes and say, I'm the doctor. She doesn't have, if social media crashes in 6 months, she'll be homeless. He doesn't understand how she's making it. He did that a few times. He actually sent his minions to try and get her page down. At one point, she was banned for 6 months. She had to go to Meta head office to try to fix that. Oh, the aim was, if she lost her page, that she will be homeless.
Yes, very wicked man.
The fact that she bought a $1.6 million house, which I know it's mortgage, but she has to put some deposit down.
Oh, the jealousy, because he does not actually own any assets. He's mad about it. Oh my God. That's unbelievable.
Juju Brato, look at you.
The mother
your
of his
Nyash on the ground.
Like that would be a good outcome for him.
Can I tell you? He doesn't care. On the day after he took the kids, when this thing happened, a few weeks later, I came to pretend that he was taking the kids so give Cora a break. He never returned them. Cora went everywhere. Called the mother. Cora called the mother and said, look, my breast is engorged. I need my baby back. Even if you want to keep the big baby J, I want my baby girl. What did the mother say? That's what happens in a divorce. She tried everywhere, called the police, and they said, until her friends had to ask her, help her to go and get restraining order, go and get police report and restraining order. Because he was a cheapskate. Look at how lucky Cora was. God lucky then. He was a cheapskate. 4 days into him doing that, he thought he got her where he wanted her. He can't do nothing. 4 days later, somebody called him for a job. A job came out, but he couldn't pay for babysitter or anything. So he brought the kids back, and you look after the kids while I go to work. And Cora went, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. So when he came back from the job,
not be lie, long story.
Restraining order was found, and everything. That was where everything. So criminal. He didn't realize it was being recorded. He said to Cora that when he was calling her, SLUTWHORE in front of the kids.
Oh, he still does it. He still does it.
Paula said, "You're not going to do it in front of my girls." What did he
Right.
say? Ooh, 700 stars. Thank you so much.
Oh, somebody sent me. Oh, Mama J, thank you. Somebody sent me 15 coffees. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh my God, 50 coffee for Jeeba.
Let's
Wow,
support our
thank
guests.
you,
Thank you for the
Koreans.
stars. Thank you for the coffees. I'm not seeing your names here. People that are sending for speech. Rest assured, after this live, I'm gonna go and thank you individually.
Thank you,
So,
guys.
and that video,
Oh, it says her coffee link is not posted. So I think they're asking you to.
I think the three of them got
to pin it.
posted.
No, it's not pinned. You have to pin it.
Said on the
The
title
coffee
of
link
this
is not
when I say,
pinned.
"Hey, Jeeba is coming live."
You did not pin it.
If not, you can still put it on your page. Put it on your page.
Okay.
You should go to your page to get it as well.
Okay.
Coffee link, PayPal, Vimo, they're all there.
Wow.
Okay. All right. I will figure it out. But that is what
People are buying
he tried
Jeeba
to punish
coffee.
someone, but
Juju
he was
Prato
too
is
poor
going to
follow through
cry.
with the punishment. Oh my God.
Hey. Wala. It's raining.
He couldn't pay.
Coffee is raining.
Let me tell you what.
And he was trying to lie to people like, "Oh, that's my nanny." I'm like, "I'm not your anything. I'm what is it? A casual aunt to these children because that is an unpaid title. I'm not your anything, sir. Ew."
Do you know that before you came in, there was a woman called Crystal. I call her Crystal. People call her Zoe.
Is that the white lady?
Yeah.
Old lady?
Who be this?
Because on her page is always
Oh my God.
Black girls eat like garbage because you have no standards.
Oh,
So
I
it was
did
just
not remember
nasty.
oh my
You know that when he had that white woman there, she claimed that the children that they have their best
Jeeba
food
was
is
just
steak. They eat
peeling
steak,
out
they
the
eat
truth.
salmon, fish, blueberries, and all that. We laugh so hard.
At first, I mean, they definitely do eat steak, but one, it's incredibly cheap. It's like the like you know, a $2-3 piece of giant steak, from like a budget store.
Thank you, Mama. Thank you.
Yeah, it's low grade, super cheap, and they don't even eat in a formal place, right? So it's like the kids will just be on the floor with a plate. Like, I mean, I used to do that in I guess where I grew up.
They suffer the children. Cora children would be on the floor with the plates, eating on the ground. These are people who are saying that Cora does not take care of the children well. In Cora house, the children eat on the dining table. Listen, Jeeba is talking. This is Justin Nanny. Listen, guys.
That's something that I had to. I everything that I did, I had to do from scratch and try to build tradition in that house or build some structure. And they wouldn't even eat together. He would be on his bed watching his like loud action shows, you know, men fighting, shooting each other on full volume. And while the girls are just eating on his bed or eating on the floor, or eating in the living room. And I'm like, let's have some consistency. So I got them to do it a few times, but like he did not care enough to make it a home like he said he wanted to do. And a side note about the table, this man told me that allegedly that table cost $6,000. I'm like, excuse me, you're complaining about money.
Table that you buy from AliExpress.
So the table that he does not use, he said was $6,000, and it was a custom table on Etsy.
And it does not use
Somebody said that you ask questions, so you should.
Sorry, I know you need to. Okay, yeah.
I've asked the question. We have not come down to it. Please, okay. Right. How did he tell you to come and do the dance? And
that's all it is, though. He said, you know, under one circumstance, and I'm like, okay. And so he told me, he's like, I want to try this, and I think before online, it seems like he said that, you know, it would just be easier to date men. Like, I was attracted to men, I would just do that. Life would be easier. And so he's like, he mentioned like many times, like, oh, this is not a gay thing, but it's just something that I want to experience, a new thing. And I'm like, okay, well, I need my storage unit. Like, I don't want all my stuff to be sold at auction. So it is what it is. And so, yeah, I feel like I definitely had a glove. So he went to the store already, bought his materials, okay, and I'm like, so
how big was the material? We want to know. How many inches?
I'm gonna be honest, it was not small. Let me see if I can buy it.
Hey,
okay, well, this is my head. Hold on. It was a little bit longer than this. I'm gonna be honest. And it was thick. It was thick too. Like girthy. He picked it, not me. And it was pink. It was a nice color, at least. But it was just it was kind of like just, you know, surprising. You know, it was just a lot to visually accept. But no, when he first told me, I'm like, okay, when do you need this done by? I'm like, let me give me some time to mentally prepare and just get in that zone. And he's like, oh, well, you know, I'm ready right now. And I'm like,
no time for you to change your mind.
Oh, I'm like, right now.
Hey,
give me some time. I had to, you know, took a little walk around the block, you know, listen to some hip hop music, get in the movie. I'm like, oh, I got this. I'm strong. You know what? Hustle hard. But yeah, no, I did it. He someone says his butt must be big. He does have a big butt.
You really did you use baby oil?
Oh, of course.
Really? Did you go free or did you use baby oil?
He would be a champion if he just did it with nothing. No, I used a lot. I feel like I'm a very gentle lover. I'm very compassionate. So I used a lot of product to try to, you know, I didn't want to hurt this man. I didn't want to scare him if this was his first time. So, some clinicians injured him. Yeah, no, I didn't want to injure him or anything, so I was careful, and it was great. And so it was kind of the feedback at the end of it, I would say it was maybe like 15. Of course, Joyce and Tessa, stop. I would say it's like 15. What is it called? Someone said I should have used the whole mop. Oh no! This was before, but this was early on. This was before I knew he was evil.
Was he on all fours? Was he on all fours?
Unfortunately, yes. Unfortunately, yes.
Somebody wants to know if he was on all fours.
I mean, what other position could it be? Yeah.
Did I answer your question? Is that what position? Oh my God. Yes. Guys, please show some love. Thank you for the stars, just giving stars. Thank you for the coffees, the paper. Please show us some love.
How do I link my stuff? Somebody asked, is this a paid interview? No, but that is why I'm trying to link.
Paid interview. Who is going to pay me? I'm saying show her some love. Who is going to pay who? Just show her some love. We know her story. We know why Brother the Lord did what he did, because she didn't have a place. She came from out of state. She didn't have a place to stay. You felt like you could just gaslight her and manipulate her into doing things. Like you heard her say here. She tried to say no, but it was like, if you want to do this, that's a favor. I'll pay for this. You do this. If you can't do me this favor,
that's a big
then we have to think about our living arrangement. And at the time, she was glad to have a roof over her head. So guys, be kind, please. Be kind.
Right.
Somebody said, Mr. Cora wrote, Jeeba, why didn't you show it? Make him walk like a three-legged goat for the rest
okay, listen, if I knew he was a bad person at this point, I would have gotten justice for everybody. I promise. For the whole Black community, the whole diaspora. But I did not.
Duduvaga nyash.
Like the first month.
Jeeba chukro bagbola for nyash.
Let me ask a question. Do you believe I think when you were talking to Amoira, you said it was the first time, but for that big length, and the fact that he said, well, your feedback, I need to say the feedback. You think that was his first time, or you just try to pretend
it's not the first time, oh.
Did everything
you have been doing Nash for long.
And thickness, did everything go in? Do you think actually it was his first time? Honestly, now.
I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. I don't even know if anything he said has ever been the truth. So now I don't know. But I will say that he took it like a champion. He was not, I feel like most men would, but, kind of run away like, ow, actually, no, thank you. That didn't happen. I think he enjoyed himself. And afterwards,
he enjoyed the Nash knocking.
10 minutes later, he's just walking around back to normal. And the feedback was like, oh, I don't know why girls complain so much.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Yes. And I'm like, wow. And he literally was like, I could actually go opposite. That wasn't as terrible as I thought it would be. And I'm like, nobody's daring you to do this. Like, you can just say that
you chose to do it. My next question, though, if it was his first time, how did he know he was going to make him come alive? Because he said he was inside. How did he know that was going to bring him back? It was just a manipulative tactics. Do you think it was manipulation on his part, asking you that just to get you drawn in, to help him with that?
I don't know, but honestly, it was a thing where, and I mentioned this with Moira, where it's like, this man, I think men in general, like their mood and their emotion really controls the environment that they're in. And so like if he's in a bad mood or if he's depressed, like since he's tracking whatever his ex-wife is doing, he's just
somebody said it's on this life now that they've seen that is, if he's asking some question, really? He's using fake. So that's what somebody said. Fake. It might not be true. They are thinking.
Gotcha. But still, I mean, does he have anything better to do? He could be here. Wait, what was I saying?
About I asked if did you put everything? Do you think it was the first time? If you could ask the feedback, with the feedback he gave and everything.
Yeah, was it manipulation? I don't know. But I definitely think that is something that I mean, I definitely think it was a selfish ask, you know, because I'm like, if it just didn't make sense, because especially because we agreed to, you know, just keep like not cross certain barriers, not cross certain lines, because we'd be living together and we didn't want it to be weird for the children. So that was, I would have appreciated had he not tied it to that. It'd be different if, like, of my own accord, I'm like, ooh, I want to try something new. What do you think about this? But like, it was not great for that to be, for something that I needed to be tied to that action.
Yes.
Yeah.
So kind of, you can call that a financial abuse, or I don't even know how to put that, because somebody's asking, do you have stars on your page? Maybe they want to send.
No, I don't think I can get them yet. I tried.
You know what you need to do? You need to come live every day or every whatever. You can just wake up. You don't have to say nothing. Make a cup of coffee, good morning all that. You can do a reel and all that, because all you need to have is 1,000 for you to start receiving stars. And you have about 2,500 at the moment, but you have to start coming live and putting videos out there, and they'll start giving you. Let me see, any other question? So what do you think about, did he tell you about the London attack on Cora? Because that actually made him go wild, because he knew it was, as soon as that London attack happened, that was when he went to Duduvaga and started doing his River Steva story.
Oh, Lord. What do I know? All I know is that he said he didn't. So what type of? Something that's a very specific question. Wow, relax. Whoa, whoa. Okay. Wait, what are you aware that another? What does that mean? Another woman was on his table and he's pretending to work on her. What does that mean?
Let me tell you something as well. Do you know? Because I can see that you tried to protect it for a long time. When this whole thing started, for the first few weeks, maybe 10 to about nearly 12 weeks, Cora didn't talk. Actually, so even when Cora came out to talk, she said, look, I'm not going to say anything negative about my husband. The internet doesn't forget and all that. Cora didn't talk. She was actually, he literally cornered her in a corner. She was scared. The poor girl or poor woman was scared for her life. But then her sister came to America.
Thank you all for watching. God bless you.
You know that this man admitted.
Please thumbs up, guys.
Yes, she has put her links again by herself. If you see Jeeba here, please, guys, I'm gonna like it. So all her links are there: Coffee, PayPal, Vimo. If you show her some love, you know that she admitted she was hard on voice because he also did that woman dirty. That woman was called. Her page is called Rehab Time with Flora. She is based. She's based in Canada. Because one of the people supporting him, we'll do Cora this, we'll do Cora that, until he did that dirty. Because he doesn't believe that anybody should get money. That was why when you came out to say, oh, you are doing this for money, I said, why not? He's doing it for money. Because of what that woman was doing for him, what that woman was doing for him.
I don't know what anybody to make money.
Her and another page called A Happy Place USA. So they were going to go to court. Some people have had suspended sentences because of this. So, because he supports brother in the Lord and all that, one of his followers now called Flora, no, you are not going to pay this law case from outside pocket. We are going to do a GoFundMe for you. Yeah. So for the legal case. And she went, okay. So she went live. She told her people, everybody knew. She told him that at 12 o'clock, so time, that I'm going to come on live. But first of all, she said she spoke to him. His voice changed when she was talking about it. When she was talking about, oh, somebody, look at what a follower suggested and all that. She said, went cold. It was later we knew that he didn't want her. So he wanted to make money. He didn't want anybody. It was all the money just for himself. So anyway, this woman, Rehab Time with Flora, gave him time and all that to come live. At that time, they still had they haven't given them that 50-50. He had the kids. He was having 40%, I think. He has 2 days where Cora has 3 days. Or he has 3 days. Cora. He had Monday to Wednesday where Cora has the other one. The exact time the lady went on live, and you know, because they were at the time they were the big thing, there were millions of views and all that. The exact time the lady went on live, told him he was gonna go on live, and he go for me. the exact and examining the exact second.
Mm-hmm.
Brother and the Lord, aka JD, went live with the girls at the swimming pool. So as soon as he went, like people were there trying to,
Wow, what a petty person.
While she was there, people were living her life to go. Oh, they are there. They want, because the gist was still very hot.
Wow.
The woman got angry and went off.
Mm-hmm.
He later called him to say what you did wasn't good. He was like, oh no, that's the time I have to spend with my kids. Why should I do that? So that was when he realized that it was all about him. He didn't care for anybody else and all that. So she decided to leak their conversation. We heard, it wasn't a chat. We heard brother in the Lord openly admitted to doing things with women. During the COVID, where people were doing treatments, visual treatments.
Was this a picture thing?
He was asking them to show their boo-boo. Somebody who said that they have back pain, asked them to show their boobies, their teeth and all that. He actually...
And I said, no, thank you. I thought it was so inappropriate. And I'm like, oh, this man really does not respect black women's bodies at all. Like, it
does not respect black women bodies at all.
Oh, sorry, continue.
No, but I'm reading the comments and I'm trying to see what we missed. Oh, someone says, does he coach the kids to be against their mother? Have you heard it? Absolutely. Or not even, I feel like coach is a bit of a strong word because it's not so overt, but it's similar to kind of how he speaks to me. Yeah, kind of like how he would speak to me, where it's like, it's clear programming. Like he's trying to feed very specific information into their head. Definitely about, I think June said something about, she's playing this game on the iPad, and it costs money to buy like something virtual in the game. And he was like, so why don't you ask your mom? And she's like, because it costs $30 and my mom only has 16. She doesn't have enough money. And like, just kid stuff. And my dad immediately was like, that's a lie. Your mom's lying. She has money. I'm like, oh my God. So it's usually about money. It's usually, June did mention that he tried to, how do I say this? He maybe told her to like say that her mom was like hitting them. So I am an impartial party for the children. Yeah,
very bad. They can't buy.
I'm an impartial party for the children. So I'm like, and again, it's not like I was getting paid, right? So I'm like, I'm going to be an advocate for the black people in the house, for the black girls in the house. So when I would talk to June separately just to try to get an understanding, because I still did not know for sure, what level of bad human he was. I'm like, it's not, it's a big thing if somebody
thank you for the
of being like a pedo, right? And I'm like, I'm not going to.
Thank you, guys.
If I hear any sign of that, this man is going to jail. So I would listen intently. And so I asked her, which parent would she want to live with if she had to choose, or if she likes just being with both parents. And she said, she likes both, but she's like, but dad, daddy says mommy lies, and what is it? And he's like, but sometimes I think dad is also not telling the truth, because he says to say that, like, mom hits us and she doesn't. And now I'm sitting there and I'm like,
wow, Julie understands what's going on, really.
And that's the thing. This man acts like
poor June. That girl don't see something for life.
Absorbing all of this stuff, and so he's like,
poor
no,
small
they
girl.
don't remember they're young. And I'm like, these kids are very, very smart. Hi, sister. Oh, I guess I do need dinner. Oh, sorry. Oh, did you text me? Yay! Oh, wait. Never mind. Sorry, we need to eat food. Sorry, wait, let me look at this menu that my sister sent me. Yeah, so it's like that kind of thing. When it came to like being like dishonest, where he's so biased, and I'm like, I don't know, it's too much. But somebody did also ask, it says like I'm trying to avoid the London topic. No, it's just I don't have any information aside from I think what I said about the email thing was during the attack he was following it closely, like very concerned about it being blamed on him, and then and he was keeping me updated about like the police reports, and he was like very excited like for some surveillance tapes to come out, because he's like, she obviously staged it. I can't wait till the police, like he was like very, very sure that she staged it. and he was like updating me on where the police were at in their case. And I'm like, how are you getting this information? Like, what are you talking about?
He
And
just
that was
pumping you with lies. He doesn't have any information.
I mean, and
he doesn't.
That could be the case, but he's like, oh, her email. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, she never signed out on my computer, so I still have access to her email. And that did seem to be real. I'm not nosy, so I didn't go into, to verify that. But I don't see why he would make that up to me. Like,
you can make
like, I don't
anything up just for you to get drawn into
That's
her,
That's true.
Somebody wants to know, there was one time on Chorus Live, Junie kind of admitted that the dad needs her, that the dad wakes, I don't know if you were there at the time, that the dad wakes her up at night to make some videos. Are you aware of any videos? Because at the time, they have just granted them, he pulled this up to this, they have just granted it and both of them could do videos of the kids. So long as it was pre-recorded, but he keeps asking people to attack Cora's page that Cora didn't. But on one of the lives, Junie admitted that, and Gary needs me, I make videos for him. So are you aware of any videos that he makes with Junie with the hope of releasing them later, but never materialized because he was trying to tell those women, my kids are not allowed on Facebook.
He's so dramatic with that, and it's like, and it's again, it's clear that it's like, well, if it's either we both get to profit, or no, even if they both get to profit, it's like he feels like it's not fair. She shouldn't get anything because that's her exploiting the kids. But if it's him doing it, it's him being just a good dad publicly.
Why you are saying that now? There's another question I want to ask. Were you there when
he claimed to be good dad publicly? Did you hear that?
I have
claimed to be a good dad publicly.
He cannot say anything about me. But then, while on that live, he was saying the regretted thing about her, and somebody said, "Oh, you can say something about her, but
right?"
And he went, "Oh, because that's the truth. That's the truth." Were you there at the time?
Of course I was there. Yeah, because he made me give her the stupid restraining order. Of course I was there. So that was, I don't know, and it made me very bitter towards him because of that. Because one, me being there did not mean I thought he was right. Me being there was more so I got there and was like these.
All of us.
What is it called? Yeah, I got there and I'm like,
my eye now gets clear.
Sorry, these kids. This man is not prepared to parent these kids alone.
Thank God for my life.
Thank God. Told me like very early on his plans for custody. Or for full custody, and I told him, I'm like, okay, well, as it stands, that's kind of why I poured so much energy into the house. was because I knew that I was not going to stay for the 2 years that he asked me to stay there. And what is it called? Wait, I'm getting distracted with reading the comments. Sorry.
So please don't read. Let me ask.
I know. I forgot what I was answering.
Why you are thinking of that? When he asked you to stay for 2 years, do you think he was trying to make you replace the mother? Because you said, I think I heard you say he made the kids call. Did the kids call the other women mother, or he made them call other women mom?
He doesn't make them, but Athena does call every woman mom, and he does not stop her at all. And I've told him many times, because even I was uncomfortable with it.
Athena call every woman mom.
And because I don't want to, right? And so it's like, I'm kind of, I didn't feel very maternal. And I'm like, this kind of.
Thank you all. Please thumb up as you are joining. It's Jeeba. It's Jeeba that is speaking. Justin's nanny.
Like, he thinks it's funny because it's like every single woman who comes to the house,
please thumbs up.
He just lets it be a surprise to them. Like, oh, haha, did she call you mom? Like, very. Just like he's relishing in the disrespect for
that could be parental alienation,
Yeah,
because those kids are young. They are calling different people mom. If you get what I mean. Anyway, guys, there are 230 of you watching me at the moment. Jeeba has pinned it on her page, pinned it on there, and I've got it on my link. The title of this: please show some love. So she doesn't have to be here. We're just being kind. It's not a paid interview. This is just out of your heart, whatever you feel like. It's a season for giving, just to help her out of a situation.
Thank
that,
you.
yeah,
Thank
they still, yeah, please,
Wow.
down here,
Thank
let
you
me
for the
like it
thumb up.
again.
God bless
You
you.
can see the payment this
Oh,
What
okay.
other
Oh, I
questions?
see that. I see the
Tell me.
questions. I just wanted to wrap up the question. Let me read. Oh, it was about recording the kids at night. I did not. I haven't seen that. I don't know if that was ever the case, but I mean, I know that. People were upset about me like having like recordings of the kids doing normal kid stuff, but he did ask me to like record videos of him playing with the kids. But then when I realized it was for like PR purposes, I'm like, I just didn't send him that. Like, what?
Wahala.
That's weird. And I knew it was not genuine. I guess people are also asking
when he came
for the BMW.
we came to know that you were the one that bought him the super dad. He came to show us that super dad clothes.
I threw it in the garbage before I left. If you never see it again, that's why. I was so upset about that.
Jeeba for president. He threw the clothes on the garbage before leaving. Super dad clothes. Bravo, Jeeba.
Involved to be that dad. But when I got him that shirt,
She threw it on the trash bin.
Made him
You
feel
prat
too
or
affirmed for
idiot.
Father's Day. He's like, I'm a great dad.
Very
And I'm like,
idiotic
no,
guy.
never mind.
So
thank you, Stacey.
my next question is this: you know that narcissists they kind of confess what they are doing or about to do. When Korea was always going on holiday to Mexico, when he had that white woman come around, they had this theory that, oh, maybe she wants to go and sell, or maybe she wants to traffic the photos of the children there, blah, 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 until we saw a lot of things happen, especially with what happened. Do you think he has a photo of the keys that he's selling? Because for the life of me, till date, I don't understand why he consented for Crystal Ball to share pictures of his kids in the bathroom doing number 2 naked with that group.
And he prefer baby A over baby J.
Trying to accuse Cora, but that's what he's doing. Or do you think
that's that was on my mind, right? Because it's like lies don't come, from nowhere. And I did learn it's like narcissists they'll tell you stories about things that people have done to them, right? And it's really the opposite. And so I'm like, I cannot see Cora being the one to do that. I also can't really. I mean, he seems genuine in his anger about like, oh, the kids are being shown online, like literally taking screenshots of Cora's lives. Like, look at this. You feel like she was showing this angle of June, like intentionally. Just it's stuff where I'm like, I don't know, but even if it's an accident, like it's weird that you're doing so. Like, why do you have a giant printout of this now? Like, but so I'm like, I don't know. He sounds horrified when he's talking about it, but again, he is a professional actor at this point.
His mode of operation is he said in one of his lives, speak slowly but hold the big stick.
Oh, he's an idiot.
That's what he says. Let me ask this question. Dad, please ask questions so that she can answer.
Jeeba said he's
there's a video like a chat video. Is it video or reel you did it 2 days or 3 days ago on your page? At one point you said you were scared of him.
Oh,
can you expatiate on that? He said, what do you mean scared of me? And he talked about that passive aggression about the tape thing. Can you explain about the tape? Because
yeah. So I mean by scared, I just mean this man was very like paranoid and erratic and unpredictable in terms of if he was going to just treat me like a normal person or be suspicious of me and like randomly start interrogating me about like, ooh, I bet Cora sent you, like, and just all this stuff. And I'm like, what do you do? Like, you think I know your ex-wife, and you sent me on a secret mission to go screw her over, and I handed her a piece of paper and she just, acted like she didn't recognize me. Like, it's just so over the top. And so, but part of it was that he was doing a lot of drinking at that time, and my parents don't drink. I don't really drink much either, and so it's always, and it has always made me uncomfortable to be around like a big white drunk man, because I have seen them lose control often, or I've seen them get into bar fights and stuff like that.
Thumbs up, my people. Thumbs up.
I'm scared in that way, where he would come back. He would come home
me with super chat.
He would be drinking in his car for like 2 hours, and I would regularly have to. I'd text him like, "Hey, I can see you parked outside the window. 1, come relieve me from these damn kids. This is your job. It's past 10 o'clock. Stop hiding from your responsibility. And I would have to come to sit with him because he was just in such a depressed funk, just like obsessed with being on his phone, like drinking and still looking at his phone and trying to
thank you for the 50 stars, whoever sent it. Please sprinkle some love to Jeeba as well. I need to ask another question about the dirtiness. Can I tell you something now? From what you've seen so far online on this Blue app, every time I think he says, do you think it's a strategy of him? Because his bloggers swear that the fact that when they were together, that he was the cleaner. He was the one that is the clean one in their house.
Why do they think that? Was he
every time
videos?
Every time now, for me, I understand. I'm just asking this for people so that you can expatiate more about the cleaning and all that, because we know some of us can read through his BS and know what
yes,
but every time he
that
comes
is
on, like,
character.
he's around, that's when you see
Let me
him
take a pillow to hide my.
So I think he's not picking some trying to tidy up somewhere. So that's why they could swear that he's the clean one. Please tell us about the
Oh my God. I'm telling he's a professional supporting character. I'm telling you, that's funny. That he was definitely doing that.
Every time they come on live, he start picking something to make sure that the videos are.
No. So he does not clean. At most, he'll tidy up. That's why like his house wasn't like visibly dirty like when I first came over there and we first met. But I'm like, oh, he knows how to throw a cover on top of the bed and kind of like push dirt or throw clothes in the hamper and it looks clean on the surface. What was the question about the house? What did you just
about ask? The cleanness of the house? How he pretends to be the clean one?
Yes, yeah. So no, I have several. It was a big thing about trying to get him to clean the house and do his part because he would what is it called? Like I would do the dishes or I would clean the house and he would come back and be like, oh, you don't have to clean my house, like that's not part of your job, don't do that. But and so I would I'm like, okay, great, I didn't want you anyways, cool, do it. And so he would like leave it neglected. And I'm like, dude, so that's how like the sink got stopped. So when I was talking about the tape thing, like he had so much, the dishes were piled in the sink for like a week. The house smells horrible.
Now
the time all those
Juju Prato is a great pretender.
I'm like, these
you are hearing now
at this point. Crazy. And so what is it? Yeah, and I told him, and I'm like, I literally had to get June to be like, oh, like, listen, like, make a big deal about these flies when your dad gets here because he thinks it's just me complaining. And so he's like, oh my God, these flies are in my nose. These flies are everywhere. And I'm like, okay, amazing, thank you. I mean, it's the truth.
He's fancy like, on June nose.
I
Juju Prato, dirty ma.
Like, oh, whatever. And he's like, oh, is this that dirty? He's like, I can't even really tell. Because he's like, where I grew up, it was like a farm. It was much dirtier than this. Like, yeah, there was like a dog that lived outside would come in the house and just like poop on the floor. And he grew up.
Oh my God!
And so I'm like, that's not you. I'm like, it's inappropriate for you to feel like that.
That's
those
normal.
Are good for your black daughters, right? I'm like, if you want to do that, you go. You could have had a white family. I'm not going to allow you to leave black girls in this condition. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
Another question, in your opinion, because you said he literally drinks, and of course he admitted to Kim Baker during their chats that got leaked sometime last year before she stepped out. She had admitted to her that he doesn't sleep. He gets knocked. He has to take alcohol called iPass. It's an Oregon beer to knock him out. So he goes into coma basically on the night to sleep. He doesn't know. Once he's asleep, he doesn't know anything. So, Mama, my question is, do you think the kids are safe with him? Yeah, there was that you came in at 1 o'clock, if I heard correctly. You came in at 1 a.m. and June was awake on the pad, but he was asleep. Do you think the kids are safe with him and the level of drink that he does?
I will say that. I think he was drinking a lot before, but he, I guess, after he was like pulled out of his depression for a little bit, he like cut back, or like he like stopped drinking for like I guess like a week consecutively or something. So I think it's I get the intent to be a good, safe dad is there. However, the reality is that he is not as attentive as he needs to be.
He can't pull it off.
Yeah. And so it's definitely not active negligence, but like for instance, the kitchen floors and the bathroom floor are like very slippery, hard tile. And so when I first got there, he's like, make sure Athena doesn't come in the kitchen because I'm scared she could fall on this and just like, hit her head and get hurt. And so it just gave me anxiety every single day because, thank you, Applebird, thank you. Then like it gives me anxiety every single day because I'm like, why don't you just put a carpet or something here? I'm like, why are you pointing out a concern and not addressing it? You're just gonna live like this, right? And same thing with the bathroom. But I'm like, the floor is wet every day. He's not like nobody is wiping up the floor after the kids take a bath, splash water all in the bathroom. And every time they would get out the bath, it would give me so much anxiety because I'm like, they can slip coming out of that tub easily. And for him, it's like, it's just an easy thing where, the kids will basically wash themselves. It's a hands-off activity for some reason. I'm like, you understand that you need to be attending to these kids in the bath. So I bought some glow-in-the-dark textured like floor tape on Amazon, and I put that throughout the kitchen and throughout the bathroom because I'm like, the lights are all off like in the house. There's no night lights. Like there's nothing that really enhances the safety for children, right? So it's like in the middle of the night when the kids are going to the bathroom, he sleeps like a bear, right? He's not waking up. So I'm like, the kids could easily, try to walk to the bathroom themselves, slip and fall, and he's just sleeping, right? So it's like, I don't feel like it's an active negligence, but given how much he was like not even trying to hear my advice on just small changes to help make the house safer, I think it's just I've told him many times, I'm like, you have only thrived this much because your kids happen to be way smarter than, kids their age, but it is all luck that you're riding on at this point. Yeah.
So, okay. So do you think he was weaponizing incompetence then? So he wanted you to do it. That's why he's doing that. Could it be that's why he doesn't take your advice? Or if you can stand it, why don't you do it yourself?
Maybe, no, there's definitely some of that. And that's just like just arrogance. And kind of disrespect, but at the end of the day, I'm not anybody's legal guardian, and the safety of his kids is on him.
All right. Somebody wants to know self-love. Apropos self-love wants to know because he did have asked people to send him money, coffees, and all that, so that he can take June to the trampoline park for her birthday.
Yes,
so she wants to know on her birthday, which is
how much it cost to go jump on a trampoline. He raised money.
Yeah, they did raise money for that. So did he take June to trampoline park on her birthday? That was on the night. That should be on the 9th of July. Her birthday is the 9th of July. Did you have any recollection of him taking her?
I know they definitely went somewhere. I think it was. Thank you, Lori-Ann. I think it was that's what he promised her. But I think Cora wanted to do that, and so June wanted to do beach and trampoline park. So they just switched. So he took them to the beach, I believe.
All right.
Which is
somebody wants
free.
To know.
Do you have which is free. The beach does not cost any money
anymore. Exactly. But he will come out to tell them, "Oh, Cora, you guys are giving her money for the whatever. He doesn't need that money. Basically, I'm the one that needs the money."
Did not take them to the
people are seeing what Cora is doing with her
beach.
money. He is hiding.
Juju Prato is a selfish man. You know that the trampoline is cost and the beach is free entrance. You see how wicked Justin is. And they donated $500 for June. The fans of Justin did donated $500. At the end of the day, take them to the beach. He did not take them to the trampoline as he promised them. That guy is a thief. That Justin won't at the look. Now I still repeat you now one at the romance
of used clothes. That was when he did the video of, "Oh, my kids are not in want. Stop giving them." He was trying to make people not to give anything to Cora.
Yeah.
Stop giving my kids anything. Survivors of domestic violence don't talk. They go in hiding.
That was when he said.
Exactly. That video. Go and check out. Anything I'm telling you, go and check. They are there.
They are there. Yes.
She shouldn't be in hiding. She should be in hiding instead of talking. That his kid. Okay, if you want to send him anything, you can send him something that will make that will keep baby A, that's Athena, occupied for hours, like babysitting her, basically. That
oh my gosh.
Another question.
And then I'm also showing up looking. Someone said, Susan says, when the kids sleeping in the room I showed on that video, they would sleep in whatever room there was space to lay down. Honestly, like that's the best way to put it. Or kind of wherever they
put their head.
Yeah, it's like if they were playing in the living room on the couch, they're like, sleeping on one of like two couches, or sleeping on like a mattress that's like on the floor in the living room that I put like in a play area. Like it's very random.
Wow. This is a man, when he was bringing them to life, when he was bringing them on life, or when he was allowed to bring, he come and tell you how the children have structure, that before 9 o'clock they are all in bed and all that. So he knows how to talk the talk. Because
I'm so glad that you said that, because I was just about to post these screenshots from his landlord being like, these kids should know how to walk by now. It's 11 p.m. They need a bedtime. Like, his landlord is stressed. It's like, he's like, it is so hard for me to rent down these units, like to rent the house downstairs. He's like, because it sounds like there are rats running back and forth, and like into the night.
Oh my
God. And there was a pregnant woman who lived downstairs, and I'm like, I was just always having to like apologize. I'm like, hey, so sorry, are we keeping you up? Like,
June was right. June said something about that pregnant woman. He said, my daddy auntie is pregnant. You know, he tell his mom, and June was right.
Inside of it, or like it's like a video from like the steering wheel to the dashboard, but I just took it when I first got in because he was showing me, and I'm like, oh, cool. But I don't have. I mean, I was near all the license papers, but I didn't think it was that big of a deal, so I didn't take a picture or anything.
You know why people want to know, though?
If it's new?
People want to know because he came on live saying, claiming he doesn't have anything. People should send him coffees and PayPal and all that for legal free. The next thing he bought, and he's always claimed that he doesn't like new cars. But when Cora bought a car, he came and cried about, everything Cora buys, he cries about it, because at the time they were together, he didn't let Cora have her own bank account. So all her earnings on Facebook, yes, quote me.
No,
all her earnings, I'm telling you, all her earnings, he has his own personal account, and then he told Cora that that's not how the system works. It's a one income, so she was paying her earnings in the joint account. According to him, Cora was earning 50 grand from Facebook a month, but he was the one that was controlling the whole thing.
Wow, this man literally told me the opposite, especially when it came to like the accounts and stuff. Or at least for their online accounts, he's like, I've never had access to them from the beginning. Their mom is just, making that money from them. I don't know where it's going. I don't know how much it is. I'm like, and for me, I'm like, I don't see him he was making it seem like she was like so domineering, and she was like forcing him to go along with all this stuff.
Yeah, let me tell you a story about them. Even while she was earning that much, they had mattress on the floor. They didn't have dining table or anything. People on their life several times asked him, why don't you buy bed for your pregnant wife or this, that? His comeback, it was always, sleeping on the floor is good for your back.
He did not say that.
I'm telling you. But as soon as he moved, as soon as Cora moved, the day he bought dining table, the other dining from India, he was so happy, saying that was his dream. He started of buying IKEA dining table and all that.
Oh my gosh. What? And
Let me off
you have
the
no
lights.
idea. That's why I was so upset.
And we'll be offing the light, guys. Please be listening.
I tried to talk to her as a woman. The issue that we were having, he's been, calling his wife all kinds of names in front of the girls, not even closing the door, like they could hear it. And the mom's like, really? You called your ex-wife a WHORE, right? And he's like, yeah, because she is. And the mom said nothing, and I'm like, oh, you're weak too. Oh,
see how wicked the mother is?
You can kind of tell that, like,
Justin mother is wicked.
And so he disrespects women, and no one in his house, it seems, has given him any like feedback about that not being appropriate. So I was like, that was like one of my last days there, and I'm like, never mind.
He calls his mom a saint because his mom supports everything.
Yeah, his
he
mom
does,
is his
because the
enabler.
brother went
His
to,
mom
we
is
will
his
say,
enabler.
Kirikiri behind bars for 10 years.
Uh-huh.
When the whole this thing came out, they didn't let anybody know. But when he realized that everything, all his family, according to news on this blue, let me use allegedly now, on this blue app, he was conceived when his father was in Kiri. When I say Kirikiri, I mean prison. When his father was behind bars and all that. But when his mom came to his life, when he was doing that River Steva story, the first thing he came out, she came to say, "Oh no, people here, I'm so stressed. People here said that my son went to federal
Prison.
PRISON,
Yeah.
but no, yes, he went to PRISN for 10 years, but not federal one." I'm like, wow. She was concerned about federal and no federal, not about the duration of the whole thing. So the mom is his biggest cheerleader. That's how I'm kind of saying. There's a woman here, Latanya, asked a question. I didn't even know about this. I'm going to read that to you. Apparently, it's somewhere. I didn't know about that, but let's ask. Latanya Diva said, "What are your thoughts in him saying that Baby J looks like the type of woman he would date? Why will he say that of his baby,
June?
a 5-year-old? When you see anything Baby J, that's June. Baby A, that's Tina. Brother in the Lord, that's him. You can hear paparazzi. We have so many names for him.
Yeah. Somebody mentioned, or I think he mentioned that to me, but was like angry telling me about it. Like, can you believe that because I said this, it means that? And I'm like, I don't know about that one, buddy.
But why will he say
I think it's a
something
weird
like that?
thing.
I didn't know.
That's a
very
strange thing to say.
Wow. I didn't know he said that. But have you noticed though, if Cora was that, and my question again is, if Cora was that horrible, why is it dating women that look like
Literally.
her or the appearance? So what's your take on that?
Well, one, my take is I'm upset that so many beautiful Black women have agreed to be in his presence. And I'm like, honestly, had I been curious enough about him to really do a deep dive, I think just a Google image search and just seeing the different Black women that he has been just next to them to like steal their spotlight, like I would have been disgusted. But I also think, it's a very weird way to still be obsessed with someone that I guess you love someone so much that you hate them is what it seems. I don't know. I think it's unhealthy, and it's clear that Cora has enough success in her life to fully move on and never have to reference this man again. But this man, like, he needs an excuse to still be relevant. Because I'm like, if Cora has full custody of the kids, what is he going to have to talk about? You know, like, who is like, he's back to just being a chiropractor, which he should have just been focused on this whole time.
Well, his game was at the time his game was, or what he said out loud was that if he came out first, so he would be believed. His game was to take her ruin her reputation, take all her followers, and nobody will go back, and then she will be homeless and then
followers.
But unfortunately for him, when he first came out, people did believe him. Some people did believe him, but as days started turning to weeks and weeks into months, from his own live videos, most of the things I say on my videos are not what Cora said. From his own live videos, he contradicts himself, and then people start shifting away from him. The same thing. You know, he always call people toxic. The woman he called the most toxic one on his page, 100% ology, was the woman that later leaked after the whole thing. After she fell out, what leg went to that, the woman was sending money. She sent money to that white woman that came to his house for groceries for the. Can you believe that? Once he has to do with money, he doesn't care where it comes from. He just believes women should work.
You know, I can see that. I think with him going and
let me see this. Keep going.
With him taking, a mental health break from the internet after being, so low, like getting to such a point of depression in the house, and to see him going back and like just I guess finding out how much he started to earn on Facebook from the engagement, he's like, "Oh, I'm just going back. I'm blocking all of my haters. You know, the haters give you the biggest engagement." And I'm like, "What is going on? What is wrong with you?"
Okay.
So that he wants the fame. Trust me.
I can tell you most certainly from my own. I want to say my opinion now. I can tell you that why he ran out the way he ran. He didn't want to divorce. Was he had 100% control of the money. He comes and claims he's a traditional man.
Right. I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Value. But then but then Cora would making money, he'll be spending. Why is he disrespecting her and asking her, what do you bring to the table?
Ew.
She didn't have a bank account. So earlier 2022, just before the birth of Cora, with the support of her family, supported her to go and open her own bank account.
Yeah.
And she agreed to 60-40. She'll be paying 60% while he would be doing 40. I guess all the plan, because he's always planned to leave her anyway. 2 years period. Did he tell you about the Brazilian girl? He's already told the Brazilian girl he's only with Cora because of student loan. But because of that, I'm not in control of the 100% of the money now. Then I have to do it quickly. But he's stuck where he is now, in my opinion, because he's surprised that after everything he did to Cora, after everything he was telling Cora's family, the dad about Cora when they were still together, that they still stood by her. He is shocked that people are now. He didn't understand how the internet works. People believe him. Now they're attacking him and attacking her. He's not handling it well. But Cora seems to double down and is making her money with God on her side, with Koreans, and he doesn't like that.
Yep. This is so strange. Okay, now I'm looking at the comments too. Let me see. Does he have pictures of Cora in his house? Not that I've seen. No, I mean, but he definitely has on his phone.
Yes, tell us about that one.
They're on his phone for
How
sure.
did he ask you about the Titi's phone to have?
I was just, first of all, it's like now that I understand who this man is, I'm like, there are things that he's always gonna, mention. So people, just to plant a seed of curiosity or to like steer the conversation in a certain way. So he was kind of just mentioning, I guess, the people that he's dated, and that's to establish, oh, I'm a successful white doctor and I date black beautiful women. Like, I asked about none of it, but that's where he's trying to like lead me. And I'm like, oh, okay. So, and he asked if I wanted to see his ex. I'm like, okay, not really. And he's like, oh, really? She's beautiful. She's a Nigerian singer, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, fine. Show me a picture. And he shows me like a nice one of her. And I'm like, oh, she's beautiful. Wow, amazing. And then literally right after that, he was like, do you want to see her boobs? But she was pregnant with June.
Oh, my God.
I said, oh, I'm like, even saying it now, it still disgusts me. I'm upset for that woman. How nasty. It just makes it worse because he's white. I know he's saying that, but
why would he think that it's right for him to show another woman that he's hooking up with?
Why would
the body of another woman?
It also shows the quality of women that he typically associates with. Because I'm like, he wouldn't ask that if he thought there was no chance I would say yes. Like, why would I want to be a part of that? So I think that's his thing. Like, in his mind. And he's joked about it before that he wants like an all-female, like a harem of like beautiful women. And he's like, oh, and he went from a traditional man should provide to and the economy is getting crazy. So the only way to really survive is to have like a group family.
Can we listen to this now? That question Latanya Divers asked. Yeah. About what are your thoughts in him saying that Baby J looks like the type of woman he would date? So a woman called Susan said, did he do that? Did he say that? And Latanya now said, in the evidence he submitted to the court, he submitted text messages between him and Cora. And she asked him if he was touching Baby J. And he said she's the type of girl he would date. Oh my God.
No. I really hope that was not in response to that question. Absolutely not. I'm just going to hope for my own sanity and
it's evidence
that those were separate conversations. Oh, yikes.
I missed that one completely. I did miss that one completely.
Yikes.
Oh my God.
But again, that's why I was taking as much documentation as I did, because in the beginning, I'm like, I want to capture the genuine nature of his relationship with his daughters as it is. So I'm like just looking for. I'm like, are they reacting uncomfortably when he comes next to them? You know, do they feel comfortable coming to him? Do they feel comfortable when he comes, you know, to hug them, whatever? So I'm like, I did not see any of that weirdness, but I definitely agree that is a strange thing to say. And I think,
strange.
Yeah, and I think just from the mindset of someone who has a fetish, and doesn't really see Black women as women, I feel like it might be, you know, how Trump talks about Ivanka, right? Like that weird sort of stuff where it's like, oh, if she wasn't my daughter, she'd be my wife, something like that. I feel like people with fetishes can separate themselves from the humanity of people of that other race. So if that's how he looks like at Black women in general, it's possible that he could look at a young Black child that way, but that's disgusting.
Oh my God. That's terrible. Terrible. Somebody wants to know, said, please, Nkem, ask Jeeba what those that, you know, he did what we call fire energy ritual. So, did they come to the house? How did they do? What did they do? Did you witness it?
I just witnessed the first session where it was like, which was in the house, where it was these two interesting characters, I guess, like who I guess feel like they're maybe like white witches, like good witches or something. I got the energy. Wow. But it was like
I think I missed a lot of these things. I thought I was in tune with what is going on, but I'm seeing things.
It's too much. It's a crazy person, so there's too much information.
I'm seeing a lot of things here now. Mr. Cora wrote, but Jeeba, June was recorded saying he touched her bum and she saw blood.
What does that mean?
Now we know his obsession with that type of thing is ringing alarm bells. What do you think, having been around?
She saw blood.
That's really, can read Mr. Cora's statement there. It's not me. Yeah. That is scary. I didn't even know that happened. I missed that completely until now. I completely missed that.
I hope that is not the case. Like, if it is, I'm wondering how he still has so many supporters.
Please like up the live, sprinkle some love. You can see the links of the coffee, the PayPal, Vimo, even me, send me stars. Subscribe to my page.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. Somebody asked let me find another question I was going to ask before that came up.
Mm-hmm.
All this proof anyway. Yes, before this thing happened, before this thing they're talking about, when baby A was still very young, there were videos of him when they were still playing with him, that he was like trying to play with her, but it was, you know, his cucumber was just the place where he was putting the girl, and a lot of people screenshot that and showed a lot of things there. But at the time, I didn't say anything. This is now ringing alarm bell, to be honest. If he could say she looks at the kind of woman she could date, or the kind of women he would date, that is strange. That is really strange.
I will say that, I mean, by the time I arrived there, I think he was already maybe on high alert or aware that was there were big allegations against him in terms of like him and his kids. So I will say that he was, I think he definitely made sure to make sure the kids were not like sitting on his lap, or kind of, he was sure to like express, I don't know, try to like discipline them or like curb them away if they were kind of, I don't know, overly exposing themselves in his presence. But again, that could be acting to make up on the back end if he was doing something, you know, unsavory previously and was suspected. So I don't know. All I can say is that if anything happened when I was there, he wouldn't be alive. So I did my duty as a guard.
All right, you tried. You can do your best. You've done your best. You did your best to make sure the girls have structure at the time with what you have got with you. Somebody asked, does she know? Now somebody's asking, do you know anything about his traveling to Portugal? And also the person that he went to, was that his matching party?
Voila.
That's funny.
Oh, I don't sleep small.
Oh, I don't know.
And this is his rich friend that he's
Sleep
always
just take
talking
me.
about.
My people, now the
Yeah,
yes
that was
story.
for a legitimate sports trip. I don't know
Juju
what happened on the
Prato.
trip.
Ekpe suro masi mami water.
Oh, I see the question now. That's funny.
Twe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Love you guys. Thumbs
I
up
know
for
the
me,
person
please.
paid for the trip.
Thumbs up for
to go on a big
me.
trip, get flown out like a baddie. But that's all the information I have on that.
So, from the video I watched about that you gave interview to Anora, you kind of said something quickly and went on that. He tried to threaten you with an email. What was that? Is it like a cease and desist or something?
That's what the subject line said, but the email was never read. Like I'm tired of it. I'm like, if there's important information, it'll make its way to me. But I don't like. He's
wanted
my
to threaten
day
our cease and desist
so
letter.
I'm not checking for it.
So let me ask you about your NDA agreement. Do you think that will come back and hurt you? Is it legally admissible in court? Have you got anything to protect yourself in case it takes you to court?
I think, what is it called? Honestly, it is what it is. I think mentally, this man brought me to a place that was so concerning and devastating that I do have. I think it's clear that I don't want to say I wrote it under duress, but I wrote that under a lot of distress, and I feel like the right lawyer and the right judge can
Thank you for the thumb up. Thank you guys.
Protect myself from somebody who is kind of in control of my livelihood, and sort of an attempt to rein in this person who is purposely kind of making me unsure about whether or not I'm welcomed in this place. So I was definitely scared in the beginning, but I'm like, as I continue to exist in New York and can't afford it, and I'm like, well, something I've asked him several times to help me. Like, literally none of this would have happened if he would have just been a decent human being and just assisted me on my transition out of his house, because I had legal rights as a tenant to stay there. Like people do that in California all the time. They'll become squatters and they'll end up like evicting the other person, who was actually paying for the place, right? And his landlord told me that too. So I think I became homeless because I was trying to do right by my own nervous system and not try to fight back by extending my time in a place where somebody was being so nasty to me.
Somebody asked a question here. Sorry, somebody asked a question. Said, "Is he owing?" There was a time we heard he was owing the landlord some money. Is it true? Is he still owing?
He's always behind on rent. Please, he's always behind on rent. And actually, the landlord once, oh my God, it was so awkward. I think I was trying to head outside, and the landlord comes upstairs, and he's like, "Hey, by the way, can you?" He's like, "Is Justin home?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but I think he's in his room or something." And he's like, "Yeah, can you tell him I'm here?" And I'm like, "Oh, this is urgent. Okay, this is not. You can't just text it. Okay." And so like that was awkward. But yeah, he's generally forgetful, and that has happened quite a few times.
All right.
And he has told me that the rent is more than he realistically can afford. And to a certain extent, he was, trying to stunt and kind of show that he can have a place as nice as his ex-wife's, even though, again, it is putting him financially in a bind.
I can tell you that house, he didn't want to. What he was telling people when he wanted to move from the beach house that Cora made possible was that he was going to move into a close where he has this Nigerian family. They'll be looking after their kids, taking time to look about each other's kids, like helping each other.
Yeah.
But then his group, those women that were sending him money doing GoFundMe, they have this idea that because Cora lived in a one-bedroom apartment, that when she does her life, that she's hiding the kids, and which she never did. She had paid living nanny at the time, but they lie and with different story they come up with. So at the time, those women were the one that convinced him. So if you get a bigger house, They're gonna support you. That will translate to love for the kids, and you're gonna get full custody. And when he was doing that, he actually was. I don't know if you met it in the day area, the lounge there. He had a slide there. He had some tunnels there. He was preparing the kids for work, and he took Cora to the judge when they were one of the judges. They were. And he asked the judge that Cora had other source of livelihood. They should take the kids off Cora's life. But that Facebook at the time was his only source of livelihood. They should leave the kids on his own life. But however, the judge felt that all the things they were coming there for all the time were just about life, and life.
Right.
The judge said that was when the judge said that the kids should be off both of their lives.
Yeah.
But he got that house. He knew he couldn't pay. Even Kim Baker, one of the leaked documents, said to him, why don't you go? You are fighting for full custody. Go and get more jobs so that when you have full custodies of these kids or these girls, you'll be able to provide for them. Instead of him to think about it and digest and reflect, what he told this woman is, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Once I have full custody, my financial constraint will be over. I'll be able to go live with the kids.
Yeah.
Wow.
Him saying he's the only one, he's the one that's filed for. He wanted them out of Cora's life, but not his.
He mentioned that to June before. The kids were playing. And I think I took a video of it because it was cute. And he's like, oh, Junie, he's like, remember when I used to play with you guys over here, like on the floor? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, we used to get paid from that. We used to make a lot of money. And she's like, what? She's like, I want to make money from playing. And he was like, yeah, but we can't do that anymore. And I'm like, the setup.
He literally shot himself on the foot.
Good.
That was it. Okay, now he's now claiming I'm the one that I don't want my kids on social media. No, that wasn't the narrative. It's just said the narrative. Right. Guys, do you have any more questions for Jeeba?
Oh yeah, we missed a couple. Okay, someone says, oh, why did the landlord not evict him? And does the landlord have a little sugar in his tank? The landlord is a very straight man, a very muscly guy, but he's super sweet, and he feels sympathy for Justin, and has said, he was like, I know the guy's a single dad, I know he's struggling in court, so he's like, I like the guy, I don't want to put him and his kids out. So it's kind of a thing where, and Justin doesn't care enough to become a better tenant because he's used to taking advantage of people's kindness. So it's just that kind of thing. Yeah, somebody else said, wait, I just saw, the healers thing. Yeah, so that was the first session, and we just sat in his office, putting our hands above him and kind of putting good intention into him. The second time was, I guess they came to the house and chanted throughout the house and hung up crystals and every corner of the house and every middle of the wall in the house. It took a really long time. And that was because he was what is it called? He was convinced that he's like, why do you think Cora has kept winning? I haven't got a single win this whole time. He's like, it's because she's using black magic. And I'm like, okay.
But he told us that he's won every single case. That's why he tells his followers he's won every single case.
The only reason
he said Cora is using black magic. The idiot.
Just entertained at the end, just going with him and just doing this stupid task that I didn't want to do, which is the restraining order thing, is because this whole time he was just talking about, he's like, I haven't won anything, it's what is it, the court is against me because I'm a white man and she's black and a woman, so they just listen to black women. And I'm like, the legal system now loves black women. Okay.
He went from, initially, he was, sorry I cut it short, he went from, what he was telling Cora is, court is going to believe me. Oh, I'm going to win you, court is going to believe me. You see, when they come here, they're going to believe me, I'm going to win. The police are going to support me. For about 12 months to 15 months. That was his song. But after they've gone to the court a few times and he didn't get what he wanted, he now turned around. No, the only reason I'm losing is because I have a cucumber and all that.
That's what I'm so that is what I really lost respect for him. I'm like, oh, he seriously believes this. Because I actually advised him. I'm like, buddy, just FYI, I know that you say this to me all the time and you believe it, but I'm like, do not actually take your butt to court and make the case about race and gender. I'm like, it's one thing if you want to, play the victim card in terms of, by default, I guess judges tend to give the mom's custody. I'm like, if that's your thing, sure, say that. But I'm like, you will get laughed out of a courtroom if you try to take your white self with blue eyes and be like, it's because I'm white. That's everyone's attacking me because I'm white. Like, I'm like, you sound so delusional. And I'm telling you as just another human to just give you that feedback that's not going to be received well. And he literally was like, why would you text me this before I have to go to court? And I'm like, okay. So I try to stop him from looking stupid and embarrassing himself.
Please show some love. Show Jeeba some love, guys. 249 of us on this live. Please like up this live.
Thank you.
Show us some love. Sprinkle some love on our payment link, guys. Send stars. You can send stars to me. I have subscription as well. Please, guys. I want to ask you one question. He's back now. I have a theory. I did my theory about why he's back.
He's back? Like on what, Facebook?
No, he's back on Facebook. He hasn't done a live. But after you did that with Amoira, first of all, you made a quote about surrounding yourself with amazing blah, blah, blah. And then the next day, being yesterday, he put a video out, him doing his educational content. Because every time he's on a corner, he comes with educational content. So, why do you think he's back? Because he hasn't been on live since the 24th until yesterday when he didn't go live anyway, but he did. So why do you think? I have my theory. I did a video last night about my theory. But what do you think? Why do you think he's back after he just said that out?
I don't know. I mean, maybe I would feel very special if it was because of me. But I don't know. But maybe I don't know. I guess he thought that his work was done after he called me a thief and made up a couple of things. Apparently, it was alleging that I am out here doing drugs. But I'm like, so I guess he thought that would be the nail in the coffin. And I'm like, I'm like, literally all I can do. Oh, thank you, Kadeen. I appreciate that. Yeah. So I'm like, apparently, I guess that is the best he can come up with. Or I think, because after that, I guess after the booty thing, that was, he had to do damage control. You can't have somebody say booty stuff about you and you just go into hiding. So I guess he needs to show up and be a man. Defend himself. Like
did he just come? Did he just say that he does drugs?
No, he didn't say that. But apparently he was saying stuff like that about me.
Let me tell you my conspiracy theory about why he came back. I think he ran away because you told him, are you trying to do me dirty while I have this about you, about the Nyash thing? That's my theory. I might be wrong, with just my opinion. So and now that you have said it on Amoira's page, I think he tried to see if his supporters will say anything again, but they're kind of sympathetic towards him. So I think he just brought that video as a tester to see is he losing fans or not. No, it's like kind of relieved. It's kind of relieved you don't have that over him. That's my theory anyway. I don't know.
That's funny.
Anyway.
Someone said he deleted the video after. Haha, that's funny.
I did have, he did. He deleted the one he called you. He said, I'm defending my reputation from a thieving. The title was defending my reputation from a thieving nanny. He did delete that one.
Because he didn't have a nanny, because he was poor. A friend who volunteered, okay?
And the funny thing about the whole thing, tell us about the camera, because he wanted to bring evidence, he ended up not bringing evidence. But then he talked about the person that sat in his house, that home sat the house, Said you didn't. Now he changed during the life. He said you were caught trying to. You didn't steal. He called you a thief, but he's now trying to. So
I'm an unsuccessful thief, is what he. First of all, if I do something, I'm going to succeed. That's disrespectful. Like, ew. Second of all, the girl who I guess stood by him was the girl who I guess who was staying at the house for like 2 to 3 weeks at that point. Like she was essentially a Haitian girl. So I am also Haitian, but he tried to get us to bond over that, and I'm like, I don't know what you're trying to set up here, but absolutely not. So I'm like, I just kept my distance from her. But yeah, she went to the beach with them. Was it on June's birthday? It might have been actually. I think around the time of June's birthday was like the first time she came, I believe. And so she went to the beach with them, and when they came back, I think June was playing on her iPad. I'm like, oh, where's Athena? And he's like, oh, she's in the bathroom. And I'm like, and I hear the shower on. I'm like, she knows how to use the shower? And he's like, oh no, the whatever her name is in there. And I'm like, you have a non-related female? Yes. Yeah. So I'm like there's anything that he tries to make about me. I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm far more concerned about the well-being of your kids than you, and that is not how it should be. So that girl, she's trying to. I mean, he already told me about her. Like, she wants some sort of citizenship thing, and it's kind of, she's like more into women than she's into men. But she's been trying to like form a relationship to eventually get married. And I think she is more easy to control than me, I guess. And so that's who he brought in to start like replacing me once I told him, that I wanted to quit. And he's like, no, just give me 30 days notice, give me 30 days to repair. But I'm like, oh, okay. So but as soon as I told him, he was in the DMs working on getting her to come here for the free childcare. So that's that girl. And when I came, that was the last day I came to that house after I like went to the hospital because I needed a place to sleep. I came back because I think I couldn't stay overnight. So I came back. I just texted him at like 3 a.m. I'm like, dude, I'm like, do not say anything, please. I'm like, I'm just giving you a heads up that I need to come back to the house. Not gonna do anything, blah blah blah. I just need a place to put my suitcases, take a nap, and then I'm going to check into a hotel. And so I was at the house just for a few hours, literally just took a nap. And then I went to look for a knee brace in his office. There was none there, and so I went.
Oh my God, let me charge my my speaker. I'm sorry, guys. Let me charge my speaker. Hey, they sweet me for body. This person sleep, they worry me. Make I charge my people. Hey, make I charge my speaker. Thank you guys for watching. I cite you all. God will bless you. Despite you are not commenting, I know you all are here. God will bless you, my beautiful people. He is good that the secret of this man is coming out. His son was getting too much. He make women to fight themselves. He's such a wicked person. So continue listening.
I was looking for a knee brace. I showed her my hospital thing. I'm like, I just came back from the hospital. Was just looking for a knee brace. I don't see one. It's fine. I'm sorry. And so that's a good point, Marlene. Yes, the Haitian woman is into women, and she was dating a female child. Yes. And so, yeah, that was that. And I just went to just get my suitcases and stuff. And now the girl was just freaking out, like calling Justin, like, oh my God, I'm on vacation. How could she do this? I'm on vacation. I'm like, bro, shut up. And so I tried to apologize to her again, but she was like wanted to fight. And I'm like, I'm down to do that, because the reality is that on my way out, actually, she stole something from me. She stole a birthday gift that I got. And I texted Justin. I'm like, hey, I don't want this to be a whole thing. Just, you can tell her that, something that she grabbed was yours, tell her that I'm not like trying to call the police or anything. I just want my stuff before I leave. And this was the last day, like when I was packing, trying to leave this house. So I had to wait like another 2 hours for him to get home. And just didn't tell me like, oh, she didn't steal anything. It's impossible, because I was watching her the whole time. And I'm like, you were literally gone for 2 hours. No, you weren't. So it's like he's very irresponsible with his guests. And so the first time that girl came here, I actually hid my stuff. I hid all of my jewelry, hid out my passport, all of my nice things. And he was like, you didn't have to do that. She wouldn't steal. And I'm like, you don't know that. Everybody here is a stranger.
Exactly.
Like, that's why I'm like, you got, like, and that's the thing where I was kind of upset at him for still taking so many risks. I'm like, you're lucky that you bet me I'm a good person. But I'm like, I'm not going to sit by while you keep taking the same risk when it's unnecessary, just because you want, you know, you want to look at a different woman taking care of your kids. Like, you're like, that's, you know, and you're going to blow up your kids' sort of infrastructure at home. So it is, yeah, it's that girl who lied and said I took a camera. But I'm like, I left half of my things at his house. They're
You
still
see,
there.
the guy that took Jeeba camera, he actually
because
steal from Jeeba. You see that Juju Prato, the guy that almost lied on Jeeba, that Jeeba want to steal camera, steal a Jeeba birthday gift. The Justin girlfriend steal Jeeba birthday gift. Now God go punish Justin and that girl.
You know, Cora, he keeps saying about traditional man. He brought that woman from China. That man took him to Nigeria. They fed him and all that for almost a year. Put clothes on him, he said, and all that.
Wow. Oh.
And all that. Yeah, and all that. But then, because that during the time of Juni's pregnant, as soon as she came to America, she fell pregnant and all that. He couldn't provide for her. She literally.
You know what? I feel like he is of the mindset, like he likes to trap women. So I think that the pregnancies were definitely planned, but intentional from his end, and I think that's disgusting. I mean, he at least confirmed that about Athena, like that was a revenge.
Yeah, from Athena's zone, because already Cora said a few times she wants to leave. It was kind of, if you have two babies, you can't leave.
How disgusting.
Kind of told and all that. But anyway, let me ask this: like what I was saying, going about that camera stuff is, so Cora now went on the street wearing cards. When she fell pregnant, the mother instinct kicked in. She was like, I'm going to be here and I'm going to die of hunger with my baby. So the mother instinct kicked in. There was a woman she met, like a Lagosian she met, and again she met that. She went to her, look, how do you guys do this thing? The woman said, can you do it? She was already on the charts in Nigeria, but she came here because of love and gave up all that. And then when she now came out, she was like, oh, I'm pregnant, I cannot do this. They were sleeping anywhere. They even slept. He slept in a drug house. They were sleeping at the floor where he's doing his chiropractor. She's like, oh no, I can't do this. She now got a costume. This lady helped her to get a Catwoman costume. She was 4 months pregnant. She was going out to beg for alms on the street of LA to put food on his table. So anyway, wow. and also to save money for Juni's delivery, for Baby J's delivery. I'm just telling stories now because we're going to round up. I'm going to ask one question and we're going to round up because my fan will want to keep you here. We need to go.
Thank you. Yeah.
And she saved money. She was there. She now gave herself target. She was bringing money and giving. That's how they saved money for June's delivery. The first time she saved 5,000. They told them 5,000 for the delivery. She thought it was 5,000. After that, they said, oh, they're going to another 5,000 for the consultant. She cried and said, oh no. After crying, she had to go back. So I think that's my opinion now is I think after that experience, she decided that her next baby, when she fell pregnant with Athena, she decided that she was going to have her life at home to make it cheaper. Wow. So she has camera and all that. But right about the back of Athena, the camera disappeared. That was when this man was planning to leave slowly. So that's my theory now, my opinion. He was getting all that. But anyway, months down, the camera got missing and disappeared, and nobody knew about the camera. And then I think last year, September, he did a video I call himself Hollywood Leveling Up 101, whatever. I was like, oh, that is the camera. But nobody still said anything about the camera until he came back and said, Cora was just, and he tried to call Cora. When he did that, oh, look at the camera that she said was missing. It was in the attic. She hid it in the attic and all that. Then we went, oh, you are now confessed. So you are the one that actually hid the camera because she doesn't have the camera. You have it.
Yes,
that was
he have it.
Brought out when he was saying
such a big pathological liar.
Actually
a pathological liar.
That boy. Wow. So because he thought he would get all our followers and all that. He didn't know that content creating is hard work.
Funny. And he didn't know that he needs a personality to be a content
to be able to content creator. So every time he's in a pickle, he will come back and say, I want to do it. All I want to do is educational content.
So do it. Have you seen educational content?
Liar.
I haven't.
So somebody wants to know.
This woman really sabi ask question. God will bless you.
Thank you so much for joining. Guys, please, we are 243 of us here. Please show her some love. It's a season for giving. It's as if I will do 2 questions. One person asked here, because he came out one time to laugh. After people said, after the attack on Cora in London and all that, he came to say that people were at 2 a.m. in his house, people in hoodie will come and knock on. He lives upstairs. I don't know how they were knocking on his door and all that. So this lady here, Tina Shibada, said, can you ask if at any point there were any men in hoodies knocking on his doors and windows at 2 a.m. at night? I know the answer is no. Just try to use it like that, but you can answer.
Because I'm like, I was living there as well. I would have also been scared. What?
He lied that people are threatening him.
Bad. Oh my God. People were knocking on his door. No, I did not experience any of that. But I mean, he was trying to talking about how she would he said that she tried to intimidate him the first time around and was sending people to, I don't know, to intimidate, sending black men to intimidate him. And I'm like, okay, buddy, sure.
He was the other way around. He was the one. He was unhinged. We can't say all these.
Okay, well, this man is really weaponizing dating apps.
He was.
I wish I knew that, so I could have reported him. I wish I knew about this man. No, he has to get off these platforms. I gotta organize in Los Angeles. He has to get off these platforms. That's crazy. Oh,
somebody here, in a bathroom, bathing baby, eh? What?
Oh my God, is this my network or is from their end? My network is good now. Oh my God. Oh my God.
She's in there by herself. And he's like, yeah, that's fine. And after I kind of raised the issue, he didn't even go back to try to oh yeah, just no, I'm watching them, everything's fine. He's too casual. And again, that's exactly how my dad was. I have a dad who is unfortunately, let's say, if Justin was smarter, my dad is the grandmaster of being a horrible man and a man who just uses women. So I think, what is it called? Yeah, Justin is just a less smart version of that.
No,
he
comes and tells people that black people, we are not critical thinkers.
Oh,
that is he's a doctor, but then everything is does. Thank you. I've seen people are sharing. Abika Mologo, thanks for sharing. Benny Samila, thanks for sharing. Guys, please, we are going to come off live now. Please sprinkle some love. Thank you for sharing. We need to leave now. Thank you so much for coming. Did he tell you anything about winter? Well, I call her winter. Her name is Summer.
No, he just said when we met, he was he was, what is it called? I guess sad about their breakup. He said they broke up maybe a few weeks, 4 weeks after he and I met. Yeah, I know he was sad. He kept mentioning oh shit, she's a swimwear model. He kept trying to. I'm I don't know what that's supposed to do for me.
What month did you meet him? Sorry, what month did you meet him?
I think March.
Yes. They broke up. They broke up in April. I think it was April 19 or 22nd. I think it was April 22nd that we found out that they broke up. So let me tell you a story about Winter before we go. When all these things, he comes out to tell us that how horrible Cora is. Cora is using a platform to get people after him, blah, blah, blah. And he swore that in his next relationship, that he will not He said he will not date anybody on social media. If they have a following, he's gonna run.
That's a lie.
Wait now, I'm coming with my story. And here comes Winter. He's a model. She's a model, she's a veteran, she's a child psychologist. You know how he helps himself and all that. And anyway, Winter at one point got a contract with the LA modeling or whatever. He followed that. This man was literally running after her with his camera on. This man started begging this girl to come on live. At one point, he said, I could even put my table. I could put my table in your office there. That's her office and all. This lady knows her self-worth. She literally was begging her to come on live. And I think, if you ask me, let her finish to talk about, they said, let you finish talk about summer. But that's why I just, you finish to talk about summer. That's all
that's all I knew. All I knew is that they were like breaking up when we met and kind of ending things. I think up until like the first month I was there. Yeah, I don't have any special.
Did it tell you why they broke up though? Did he tell you why they broke up?
No, but somebody mentioned it's because he was trying to get her to like be upset at Cora, like just get on board with that narrative. Is that it?
He wanted her to come on live, and there's a lady called Frida that bought the case. So I think what he was wanting was for her to come on live and go and be supporting. Why she wasn't doing that? He was there talking about Cora every single time they were there together. Jeez. And at one of the live he did, by the time we found out that he was single, was one of the live he did, he said that the happiest he's ever been to date was his time with Cora in China. And then he had a woman in the house. The next day on her live video, somebody was like, we like you both together. You make a powerful couple.
Yeah.
And then the lady went, JD is single. Of course, we are going to go to his page to find out. While on his live next time, somebody said, are you single? I call her Winter. Winter and I are no more. Her choice. She's a good person. Go and support her. But then when she left, she was talking with her fingers. He had to send Farida. I call her Frida, to show her and all that. Anyway, thank you so much for joining and for engaging. I appreciate you coming on my page. Like I said, I've listened to you. What happened? Are you in contact with your mother, with your mom?
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, she came to New York last week. It was the first time I saw her in person in like a couple of years. But yeah, we're all doing our own thing.
When I heard about when you were talking about your stepfather and all that, I couldn't relate. A woman watching, because where we come from, basically, we are babied until we are out. In the sense that a woman, if you're not married, you're not moving anywhere.
Right.
Right. So it was a surprising thing for me, and I know that will hurt. If you need to go to therapy, I think you can go to therapy. There's a lot of us there. Since you come in New York, you might forgive. Maybe you go low contact, or talk about it for your own healing as well.
No, for sure. No, I went through therapy. I did the no contact thing for like 2 years. So now we're rebuilding our relationship. But yeah, that is one thing. I think a lot of Nigerian women were maybe suspicious or upset at me when I first came out, because it's like, she needed to she used him for a place to stay, and I'm like, it's not even about malicious intent, but it's just the reality of being in a location and not having anywhere to, like, a designated place to sleep. And so I guess I'm technically banned from my mom's house because her husband, he's like a very domineering sort of Haitian man, antisocial. And yeah, she just doesn't want to cause drama with him. But my mom has always been a strong mother, and she told him when they first met, like, I'm not going to choose anybody over my kids. But I think she's 67 now. So I think she was at a point where she was just didn't want to rock the boat and was maybe worried about her own survival.
Wow,
it was a lot. And so that is why I think I would have been able to save up if I just had a parent's house to stay at. My dad lives here in New York, but he's a bad person, so not going to do that. It's a backwards move. But yeah, so I think it's very important for women to be supported in that way, where I think a lot of Nigerian women get spoiled by their dads or their families, which I think is a great thing.
You don't leave your home until you are getting married. It's like
that
so
level of
it couldn't,
support,
yeah.
like we do not have that out here.
Yeah, and you could see where Cora was coming from. As soon as she made a lot of money after being literally made homeless, she bought a house, made sure she bought it in a good district, and said, no man can ever send my daughters out of their home. They will always have a home. That is why he's fighting tooth and nail, in my opinion, to make sure she doesn't have a means to pay to be homeless, so that everybody will just be there. But he's not going to succeed, because when you see why she's 30 days back, she opened a business and all that, and they are giving fake reviews. She posted her.
That's crazy.
You need to know this in like a court.
They have nothing to do. I think it's literally like he is Trump and they are just following whatever he says. He can do no wrong.
He just when he comes and says that, they say, "Oh, poor farm boy. Oh, poor farm boy. Oh, Cora didn't know. Cora is more this." He could ask you to do that for him in his nyan. This is when he came out. You didn't know how he came out. Do you know how he came out? He came out literally talking about 9 days after the birth of his child. He came out to say that the wife's private is as big as a clubhouse.
What?
That was how he came out. Did you? That is the video.
After she gave birth?
The 9 days after the birth. Oh, like, we can't go. Come back another day. Let's do this another day.
Please, ready. Oh,
let's do this another day, please.
Okay. Well, what I will just say to people who are online, because I know the internet works in mysterious ways. If I guess I'm just trying to figure out what the best end game is for Cora, because I'm like, what? Like, if it is that it would be in the best interest of the kids to have this man deemed unfit to parent, I'm happy to help get that information to her. But yeah, I think I've been a little slow in sharing information because I don't want to necessarily rock the boat until I know that is what their other parents.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you see, let me ask again, do you see how some Jews, you know, when you drop that nasty, everybody was is there some other thing that you have on him? Because I think he came out now because he feels like, okay, nothing is happening. Is that all she's got? I haven't lost any fan yet about that. So you see how
the thing is he's unblocked, right? He could just at any point he could text me and be like, hey, sorry for turning your life upside down. Here is some money for you to, just move on and be set by January of next year. But I'm like, he loves conflict, and I'm like, it really hurts my heart to have to embarrass someone publicly. But I'm like, I mean, I was publicly embarrassed if I didn't have a home to stay in. So I'm like, I guess I don't have the luxury of trying to protect him anymore. And I guess he's not smart enough to kind of see that I have been trying to help him. But we make our own choices in this life.
All right. Anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate your coming and everything. God bless you. Please come back next time. Yeah, we come back.
Yes, this was fun.
You feel you can do it. If you have any other tea, come back next time. This is not a no judgment zone. I think the next time you're gonna come in, I'm gonna let you just talk. I think sometimes it happens to me when I'm talking and you cut me short. I lose my train of thought.
No, same. Okay, no, I got it.
I think I was doing that to you. So please. Come back later. Thank you so much. And guys, thank you. You guys have heard from Jeeba. Her link is still there. Vimo, PayPal. Let's get her up because he came to kind of gaslight her after she came out. Oh, she's doing it for the money. Why do you think he's doing it? If he gets paid, that's what he told us that time he was coming out. I get to hang around with my kids and get paid for it. He's just crying now because
he's shameless when it comes to like easy money. And he's like, "Oh, I'm using his kids for clout." I'm like, "Who? You use everybody who interacts with you for something." He uses his patient, like Paris Hilton is on his Tinder. I'm like, "Are you using this woman to get other women?"
I hope he knows that. I hope
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, if that, I would love for that to make its way to her. I'm not gonna do that directly, but that is, I think it's super inappropriate.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. Love you guys. Bye-bye. And I wish you the best of. Can I make you a target? Let's do a target. From tomorrow morning, you wake up. If you're having a cup of tea, just drink a cup of tea while you're on live. Do it on live. Do it for the next 30 days and see you start getting stars from your page.
Okay.
So don't just make, yeah, while you're doing this, I understand the hurt you've got. Don't just make your page just about him. Come and give us the tea. Give us,
You're right. You're right.
Give your page and give us pity by baby. Also,
Yeah.
try to build your own brand.
Absolutely.
Take inspiration for Cora. Some people would like to hate her, but that lady is one strong woman. She came to America for 4 years. She was able to pay a man $90,000. 40,000 for his student fee and then 50 for equalization. But he claims he's always dangling the passport bro and being a traditional man. And after doing that,
being a traditional
he
man.
also went and bought
Why?
after
You
being
are
made homeless, he
dead.
bought a house. If you can do it, you can do it.
Why will you say there is no sand? There is sand. Why not?
You're not in Cuba. You don't have any.
There is no
now,
sand.
So wake up, put your gym clothes on, go and walk around the park, take photos of nature. Why trying to figure out what you want to do? I understand you know how to play chess. I have chess. I don't know how to play. You can do real trying to teach you how to play it.
Yeah.
You find what you want to do.
Who tell you there is no sand? There is sand.
Give us a little. Want to know if you have some more things about it? Come back later. Oh, thank you, self love. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow. I enjoy Najiba. This woman Sabi ask question. Now so our Nigerian people will not they carry last to only say that they look us say we not get sense. We get sense. We get sense. They there they play. My people, see you all tomorrow. I will change the title of this video. I will change the title of this video. I have to wake very early. I will bath my son 7. I'm going to set my alarm now. By 7:30, I will be waking up to bath my baby. He's going to football. He have match by 9 o'clock in the morning. They will start by their training first before they start the ball by 10. So guys, see you all tomorrow. God bless you. Juju Prato, I like it that you are a deceiver. Now it shows that you are a deceiver. You are a liar. You want all women to fight themselves. I thank God Jeeba have make everybody to know that you are a great pretender. You want women to be fighting themselves, and it shall never be well with you until you have a rethink and say sorry for making women to fight themselves. I know how much trouble you have created on this social media just and then. Some people are even carrying people's name to native daughter because of you. It shall never be well with you. I know how many people that have carried my name to native daughter because I stopped supporting you. God will punish you and them. Good night, everyone. Good night, guys.